The moment you realize you're ready to grow, there is a quiet shift that happens inside of you, Aquarius. A shift that does not announce itself with fireworks or dramatic revelations. It arrives softly, almost like a whisper you have been waiting to hear for a very long time. And when it comes, you know in your bones, in your breath, in the stillness of your chest that something has changed. Not because the world around you looks different, but because you feel different inside of it. That is the moment we are going to talk about today, and if you are an Aquarius who has been sensing this quiet stirring, this video was made for you. You have spent a great deal of your life being the one who thinks ahead, the one who sees possibilities before they arrive, who questions what others accept without thought, who feels pulled towards something bigger, even when you could not name it. That is your nature, and it has served you well. But there is a difference between seeing the future and stepping into it. There is a difference between knowing you are capable of more and actually giving yourself permission to become more. And that difference, Aquarius, is what this moment is really about. Growth does not begin when the conditions are perfect. It begins when something inside you decides that staying the same is no longer an option. It begins when comfort starts to feel like confinement, when the routines that once protected you start to feel like walls. You may not be able to explain it to anyone else, and that is fine. This is not something that needs to be justified or defended. It is something that needs to be honored. Because when an Aquarius reaches this point, when you truly feel ready to grow, the energy that moves through you is unlike anything else. It is not reckless or impulsive. It is deliberate, clear, and deeply rooted in a kind of wisdom that only comes from having lived enough years to know what matters and what does not. Awareness 1. The first sign that you are ready to grow is a change in what bothers you. Things that used to upset you begin to lose their grip. Arguments that once consumed your energy no longer seem worth your time. People who used to provoke a reaction in you now simply pass through your awareness without leaving a mark. This is not indifference, Aquarius. This is elevation. You are not becoming cold or detached. You are becoming free. Free from the need to respond to every provocation. Free from the habit of carrying other people's emotions as if they were your own. And this freedom, this quiet release, is one of the most powerful signs that something within you has shifted to a higher frequency. You may notice it in small moments at first. A conversation that would have left you frustrated now leaves you calm. A situation that would have kept you awake at night now passes through your mind like a cloud moving across the sky. You are learning to let things go, not because they do not matter, but because you have finally understood that holding on to them was never serving you. This is not a small thing. For someone who has spent decades absorbing the energy of the world around them, learning to release is an act of profound courage. And it is happening now, whether you fully recognize it or not. The people closest to you may not understand this change. They may wonder why you seem quieter, more reflective, less reactive. But you know what is happening. You are clearing space inside yourself for something new. Something that has been waiting patiently for you to be ready. And the truth is, you are more ready than you think. This shift in what bothers you is not just emotional. It is spiritual. It is your soul telling you that the old patterns have served their purpose, and it is time to move forward without them. Trust that feeling, Aquarius. It is one of the most reliable guides you will ever have. Awareness 2. The second movement is a growing desire for simplicity. You may find yourself looking around your life and wondering why you have accumulated so many things, so many obligations, so many connections that no longer nourish you. This is not a crisis, Aquarius. This is clarity. After years of building and gathering and expanding in every direction, something inside you is asking a very important question. What do I actually need? And the answer you are beginning to discover is far less than you thought. This desire for simplicity is not about deprivation or minimalism as a trend. It is about alignment. It is about making sure that the life you are living matches the person you are becoming. And that requires honesty, the kind of honesty that only comes with maturity and experience. You are not interested in impressing anyone anymore. You are not trying to prove your worth through what you own or what you do. You are seeking something deeper, something that cannot be measured by external standards. You want peace. You want meaning. You want the kind of richness that comes from being fully present in your own life, rather than constantly chasing the next thing. This is a beautiful place to be, even if it feels uncomfortable at times. Because simplifying your life means making choices, and some of those choices may be difficult. It may mean stepping away from commitments that no longer serve you, or having conversations you have been avoiding, or admitting that certain chapters of your life have come to a natural end. But with every layer you remove, with every unnecessary weight you set down, you will feel lighter. You will feel more like yourself than you have in years. And that, Aquarius, is the whole point. Growth does not always mean adding more. Sometimes the most profound growth comes from having the courage to subtract, to strip away everything that is not essential and stand in the open space that remains. That is where your next chapter begins. In the space you create by letting go. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Awareness 3. The third sign is a renewed interest in your own inner world. For much of your life, Aquarius, your attention has been directed outward. You have been focused on ideas, on causes, on understanding the world and the people in it. But now something is pulling your gaze inward, asking you to explore territories within yourself that you may have neglected or avoided. This is not selfishness. This is the most important work you will ever do. Because the truth is, you cannot truly grow if you do not know yourself deeply. And knowing yourself deeply requires a willingness to sit with your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own memories without judgment or distraction. You may find yourself drawn to quiet reflection, to journaling, to long walks where the only companion is your own mind. You may start asking questions that have no easy answers. Questions about who you really are beneath all the roles you have played, all the expectations you have carried, all the versions of yourself you have offered to the world. These questions are not a sign of confusion. They are a sign of awakening. You are ready to meet yourself at a deeper level, and that takes a kind of bravery that most people never find. But you are finding it now, in this season of your life, and that is not an accident. The universe does not send you this kind of introspection unless you are ready for what it will reveal. And what it will reveal, Aquarius, is that you are far more complex, far more capable, and far more beautiful than you have ever given yourself credit for. There are parts of you that have been waiting decades to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be given permission to exist fully. And this is the time when that permission is being granted. Not by anyone else, but by you. The inner world you are beginning to explore is vast and rich, and full of wisdom that you have accumulated over a lifetime. Do not be afraid of what you find there. Every shadow, every wound, every unspoken truth is part of the landscape that makes you who you are. And embracing all of it is the foundation of the growth that is calling to you now. Awareness 4. The fourth movement is a shift in how you see your relationships. You are beginning to understand that the connections that sustain you are not necessarily the ones that have been in your life the longest, but the ones that allow you to be fully yourself. This realization can be both liberating and painful. Liberating because it frees you from the obligation to maintain relationships that drain you, and painful because it sometimes means accepting that certain bonds have run their course. But you are ready for this truth, Aquarius. You have reached a point in your life where authenticity matters more than loyalty for its own sake. You want to be around people who see you clearly, who appreciate your complexity, who do not ask you to shrink or perform or pretend. And you are willing to create that circle, even if it means the circle becomes smaller. There is a wisdom in this that younger versions of yourself might not have understood. But now you see it clearly. Quality over quantity, depth over breadth, truth over convenience. The relationships that will carry you forward from this point are the ones built on mutual respect, genuine understanding, and the freedom to grow without apology. And here is something important. As you shift how you relate to others, you also shift how you relate to yourself. You become kinder to yourself, more patient with your own process, more willing to extend the same grace inward that you have always offered outward. This is not a coincidence. The way you treat yourself and the way you allow others to treat you are deeply connected. And as you raise the standard for one, the other naturally follows. You may find that some people in your life respond to this shift with resistance. They may not understand why you are changing, why you seem different, why the old dynamics no longer work. That is their journey, not yours. Your job is to keep growing, to keep honoring what you know to be true, and to trust that the right people will meet you where you are. They always do, Aquarius. They always do. Some people watch. Others transform. If you want to be in the second group, The 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting, it's about moving. Awareness 5. The fifth sign is a deepening sense of purpose that does not depend on external validation. For much of your life, you may have measured your worth by what you contributed to others, by how useful you were, by how much you gave. And while that generosity is one of your greatest strengths, you are beginning to see that purpose is not something that needs to be earned through sacrifice. It is something that lives inside you, something that exists whether or not anyone else recognizes it. This is a profound shift, Aquarius, and it changes everything. When your sense of purpose comes from within, you no longer need anyone's approval to feel valuable. You no longer need to justify your existence through constant doing. You can simply be, and that being is enough. This does not mean you stop contributing or caring or working toward things that matter. It means that your motivation shifts from obligation to inspiration, from proving yourself to expressing yourself. And that shift creates a completely different quality of energy in everything you do. You become magnetic rather than exhausting. You attract rather than chase. You create from a place of fullness rather than emptiness. And the people around you can feel the difference even if they cannot name it. This deepening sense of purpose may lead you in unexpected directions. You may find yourself interested in things you never considered before, drawn to activities that seem unrelated to your previous path. Follow those threads, Aquarius. They are not distractions. They are guideposts. They are showing you the way toward a version of your life that is more aligned, more meaningful, more deeply yours than anything you have experienced before. And you deserve that. After all the years of thinking about others, of carrying responsibilities that were not always yours to carry, of putting your own dreams on hold, you deserve to step into a purpose that fills you up rather than drains you. That time is now, and the readiness you feel is the proof. Awareness 6. The sixth movement is a willingness to embrace uncertainty without fear. This may be the most surprising change of all, because Aquarius has always been a sign that values understanding. You want to know how things work, why they happen, what comes next. But something is shifting in your relationship with the unknown. You are beginning to see that not knowing is not the same as being lost. In fact, some of the most beautiful moments of your life have come from places you could not have predicted or planned. And now, instead of resisting uncertainty, you are learning to welcome it as a companion on your journey. This does not mean you abandon your intellect or stop thinking critically. It means you add another dimension to your navigation. Intuition, trust, faith in something larger than your own understanding. You are learning to hold the tension between knowing and not knowing, between planning and surrendering, between control and flow. And in that tension, something remarkable happens. You discover a kind of peace that does not depend on having all the answers. A peace that comes from trusting yourself to handle whatever arrives, to adapt, to learn, to find your way even in unfamiliar territory. This is the peace of someone who has lived long enough to know that life rarely follows the script, and that the unscripted moments are often the most meaningful. You have survived every unexpected turn your life has taken so far. Every loss, every surprise, every detour that seemed like a disaster at the time eventually revealed its purpose. And that track record, Aquarius, is the foundation of the trust you are building now. You do not need to see the whole path to take the next step. You just need to believe that the ground will be there when your foot comes down. And it will be. It always has been, and it always will be. The willingness to embrace uncertainty is one of the highest forms of courage, and it is a courage that grows stronger with age. You are not becoming reckless. You are becoming wise enough to know that the need for certainty was never really keeping you safe. It was keeping you small. And you are done being small, Aquarius. You are ready to grow into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. Something is happening inside of you that goes beyond anything words can fully capture. It is a readiness, a ripeness, a quiet declaration from the deepest part of your being that says, it is time. Not tomorrow. Not when everything is perfect. Not when you have figured it all out. Now. Right now, in this very moment, with all your imperfections and uncertainties and accumulated wisdom, you are ready to grow in ways that will surprise even you. The moment of realization is not the end of anything, Aquarius. It is the beginning of everything. It is the point where all of your experiences, all of your struggles, all of your quiet victories come together and form the foundation for something extraordinary. You do not need to know exactly what that something will look like. You just need to honor the feeling that is rising within you and let it guide your next steps. The universe has been preparing you for this, one experience at a time, one lesson at a time, one breath at a time. And now the preparation is complete. Not because you are perfect, but because you are present. Not because you have all the answers, but because you have the courage to live the questions. That is what growth really is. Not the destination, but the willingness to keep walking, to keep wondering, to keep becoming. And you, Aquarius, are one of the most magnificent walkers this world has ever known. Trust your feet. Trust your heart. Trust the readiness that brought you to this moment. The growth you have been sensing is not a fantasy or a wish. It is a reality that is already unfolding, already taking shape, already changing the landscape of your life in ways both subtle and profound. All you need to do is say yes to it, fully and without reservation. You have two options after this video: close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.